less damage if you took that kind of thing. Like, it's the end distance between connection time, like the distance of Enchantress and connection time. Is that it, or is it just the travel distance?
I don't believe it's actually the travel distance, because
it's the end distance.
That is why the force staff works. But at the same time, I think that's how it should work. I don't know. Like when the impetus flies a certain direction and then it flies all the way back, you would think like, oh, it's building up damage.
Real trouble. Sunstrike's going to go on him. They hold him there with the shackles. And that's a big streak to end. Some really good money for Yon. They're really making the most of that Blink Dagger.
That is huge, because this damage build from BZZ will force Fnatic, all of them, to come back and defend this. Otherwise, this tier 2 tower is dead. I mean, when you have this maxed out Lunar Blessing and you have a Midas, Yasha, Mask of Madness, you are attacking so fast that this tower will die very, very quickly. And if they lose that, that means a BKB up for Luna, and they cannot afford to give that up. At the same time, they go for this team fight. They lose this team fight, they could lose the game as well. Like, this is such a, that one pickoff turns so much potential for RoX.
And it's
they throw down the wards, but they're still hovering around. The wards are now gone, though, so they have to back up. They just go right back to farming.
My mind is still on the mechanics, man.
Yeah, I know.
Nahans gave us the answer.
Tweet us. What was it?
Nahans gave us the answer. It's actually the end distance.
Yeah.
It's the end distance. Prophet's going to TP bottom lane. No-Tell already healing himself up. He's just trying to attack on BZC now. The back into a wall really starts to hurt. The Meg charge from Trixie kept that Enchantress alive a lot longer than was originally desired. Shackles, blink out, Yol. He only just had enough mana to do that. And now extra support him with Solo going for the cold snap. It's a double kill for BZZ. And that's basically just fed a full BKB to Luna. Fnatic, they had themselves a huge victory. But right now, they're throwing it away with these pickoffs. They're losing heroes.
Yeah, honestly, once this BKB is up, I would put RoX on even footing, despite the fact that Fnatic will still hold like an 8 or 7k gold lead.
Nah, they're going to try and fight it.
Oh, no.
There's no BKB. So, Ship, Torrent, everything they've got to shut down the Luna. But he bought the BKB before death. So, still at the end of the day, RoX will be happy with that. Yeah. Even though they lost the Luna for a minute and she can't farm for a minute, you still got her key item for the next fight.
And the reason that I would now class them being on even footing is because we now have this split push, which is up for RoX.
Well, because Seedoy actually does something now.
Yeah, Seedoy will actually be able to constantly put in that pressure. The Luna, like, that's the power of that suicide pushes, is you force Fnatic to separate. They either have to 5-man in order to defend their tower, meaning you just delay the game longer and longer because they're constantly on their side of the map, defending their tier 1 towers, or you force them to separate, and then you get that good pickoff, which is exactly what they found in the bottom lane.
At the same time, though, with Hani with the double Battle Fury, forcing Fnatic to separate isn't really that bad a thing, because they'll separate with one hero disappearing. So they don't need to send anybody else away. Like, Hani just goes up there, he'll force out the lane, and then comes straight back to his Remnant. The only thing he kind of needs for that, though, is either having, like, his old-fashioned BTs, or just always having a TP scroll. Somewhere to go to and from base.
Right.
Well, they're looking at Roshan again, too. So, coming in with, again, I love this double Battle Fury build, but it's the fact that also Era, in combination with that, like, has a BKB and a Crystallis. Like, the clearance potential of Fnatic is fantastic.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like, RoX, the only way I see them really still winning this game, even if Fnatic do lose key heroes out and Luna's getting bigger, the only way I see Fnatic losing this is if they have one of the most stupidest trades. Like, that's going to be the only way they can do it. Or they have both the Kunkka and the Ember Spirit on the sidelines. So it has to be a fight that goes horribly, horribly wrong for them.
And that Aegis just killed so much potential, because I think RoX had an opportunity to finally get aggressive. Now that they had that BKB, they had the level 3 ultimate up for Luna as well. I don't think you want to push this any later, because once the Ember Spirit has a Daedalus, then Fnatic are huge.
Look at Hani run. Another Spirit in. He can go Fist Chain, miss the timing. Which means Seedoy is able to keep on running out of here, and Yol, he has a TP scroll, doesn't really want to use it just yet. Now Seedoy, he puts the Orchid on Hani, making sure there was another stun, but this time he's thinking about doing it on Goldblack again. Timing off a little bit for Hani. Something's not working quite right for him tonight.
Yeah. They still probably wouldn't have killed in a ban. Like, he Fnatic shields out of the chains, and then you can also have his ultimate, so.
Yeah, it was fair enough. It's just one of those things where you missed 2 of them. Like, you could have forced them out a little bit longer. Yol's been a bit of a twit, running in through the top and then just blinking himself into the tree line. He's just trying to make Fnatic look behind him. He's making Trixie at least waste a vacuum for 30 seconds on cooldown.
Yeah, man, the split push power. Furion, Shadow Shaman, it's just one hero that can take a tier 2 tower with ease. So Fnatic constantly kind of, force back on the back foot. There's that boots of travel that you wanted to see.
Yep.
So good pickup there from
He could just double his boots as well.
Yeah.
Like, he'll still have his highest movement speed, which come out from the boots of travel.
Yeah, there's no sense in taking away that extra 24 damage that you get from phase boots. So.
Yep. Enjoy the movement speed as well. Just jump in, jump out. Nothing wrong with it. He can sell them later on. But for now, he just leaves the spirit behind. Jumps out. I don't know if he's just practicing his chaining on the creep wave. Get the timing right,
well,
man. Get back into the flow.
He is really scared. When he's left alone in this bottom lane, think about it. The Furion could be teleporting in to Orchid you up. You know you have a Scythe of Ice on solo, who also has a Force Staff, so he has that initiation to be like any sort of stuns like that, any sort of single target disables, just destroy an Ember Spirit. So while that you could see how potentially Fnatic have this amazing amount of damage where they just one-shot RoX KIS and it looks like they're absolutely crushing. At the same time, RoX KIS have this really, really good single target pickoff that if they get the initiation on Fnatic, they can actually win a team fight. It's going to be pretty uphill battle for them, but it's a possibility. It's something that Hani still has to be aware of.
Well, with gems out in the field right now from Fnatic, 1 over on SD, RoX is going blind on the map. They have 1 ward, which is actually possibly one of the coolest positions ever. A place which I don't think anyone will be able to de-ward out. While up on top lane, we've got Shadow Shaman just forcing TBs back. So this is going to be Notel arriving. Hani as well. And they're going to want to mop up as many of these mass open wards as possible. Actually, look at Notel. He's focusing down the wards. Okay, originally I thought he was doing it, so every single last hit went into Hani. So Hani could pick up something like his Crystallis.
Hani goes, he stops that push, immediately goes back to middle. This is the power of the mobility, like you were talking about, the clearance that they have between the Kunkka and Hani. They just quickly clear through a wave, stop the push, and then can go right back to
Here you go again.
To putting pressure.
With the Iron Shell as well, he's not getting as many last hits as he's really hoping for. He ends up just feeding the Darks here a little bit more than anything else. But he'll take out both waves and then jump back to mid. And Fnatic are looking to go high ground now. They're in a position where they've got all their major key items, so they want to head up into the high ground.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, Mask of Madness on No Tail is a pretty big damage upgrade, honestly. But the data list finished up on Era. I don't think there are many other items. You can wait for the data list on Hani, and that's actually a huge upgrade of damage and potential.
They don't need to. They don't need to.
I agree.
Like, you could always just sell the phase boots right now and pick up a Crystallis if you really, really wanted to. So there's no problem with that. And with the bottom lane trying to be pushed out, this becomes trade-off time. I guess not going to be a BT back moment because Hani, she's got his BTs up in 3 seconds, so he could do it if he wants to, but they've got to keep him here on the front line. So jumping in, they see quickly BZZ, and the Meg Charge is already going to be used. Try and protect Fnatic. So this is actually now a time when Hani should be considering just BTing to bottom lane, forcing it out and then returning to his team.
I don't know. I think Fnatic, they already gave up a tier 1 tower. They have to make this worth it. They have to take this tier 3. Otherwise, they just gave up a tier 1 tower for nothing.
But they're still trying to fight a 5v5 engagement underneath the tier 3 tower of their enemy. Now, Disruption and Catch, just Disruption will be used to make more of Hani. And wow, look at the damage to BZZ. Ember Spirit will jump in. The Darkseer wall's gone down. One more hit. Hani's going to lose his life here. But remember, it's still Aegis the Immortal. That's the only thing that's really lost. While Godblack, he was getting pounded down by just the illusions coming out from the Darkseer wall. Now, Luna's brought back, and Era did pop off his BKB after this. But they've still got 2 heroes down in the buyback on Luna.
And the BKB's down for BZZ. That was a huge mistake by him to try and pop that BKB to keep himself alive. He needed to just go, okay, I'm dead. Let's save this BKB for the next fight.
Oh, nice back in. Disruption's going to be there. The timing not absolutely perfect, though, but they will still get that kill over on solo. So Invoker will now also buy back into the game. They know this is do or die, and that's why Luna is trying to come in through the rear. Era spotted him. He's trying to get in range for the X marks the spot. Couldn't really reach him. Hani going for the attempted fist to chain. They're actually wasting a lot of time trying to chase down this Luna, while they still haven't managed to find themselves a kill. Now, TPs are coming in from Abaddon towards the front lines. They look towards Notel. Prophet only bouncing around too. Now, beware the turn. Vac already. The Torrent, the ship. That's all going to hit right there on BZZ. He's down again. 90 seconds on the sideline. Now, Harney's running away while the Iron Shell for some reason remained where it was. But Impetus damage. Okay, Solo's getting really pounded by this. Goldblack's also trying to bring down Notel, but a jump up. More disruptions. There's their X mark spot. They bring down Solo. Goldblack, the shield will trigger out, as well as his ulti, which is a nice little thing for him to have. But now he's locked in the corner. The Iron Shell start doing their damage from Honey as well as Trixie, and this will be at least a mid-Rax. They just Prophet is attempting the split push through bottom lane, but Honey's now going to come in here to see if he can catch him out. Cedo is very low on life. Orchid's him up, so there's no potential follow-through as he TP's back to base, but it doesn't matter. Mid-Rax is gone.
Well, when you throw away basically 2 different fights that could have involved you having a BKB, popping your ultimate, and turning and fighting with the Mask of Madness, you threw away both of those chances. BZZ, I mean, he popped the BKB the first time he got picked off, and then the second time they pursued forward while the BKB was still on cooldown. That was just a terrible idea. He single-handedly, because, and now it's not just like BZZ, it was a great maneuver, like he was trying to draw Fnatic's attention away from the racks, and he did that. That's just a mistake by Fnatic, but honestly, that's entirely on BZZ. The fact they tried to chase that without the BKB being up. They could have just saved racks and let Cedo go for the split push. But now the game's over.
Yeah, this is GG. This is GG. They're losing too many people across the map. The top Rax is gone, and y'all will call it. BZZ's gone in for one last fight. But let's throw a wall up there, and they turn them against each other. And that's going to be it for game number 1. Fnatic, they're looking very, very good right now. KIS, they go 0-2 as far as the grid goes. If Fnatic level themselves up at 2 apiece. Remember, if Fnatic win all 3 games, then KIS are basically eliminated from this competition. There's no way they can advance themselves through. No matter their results up against Team Empire, the only thing that will come out from their last 2 games tomorrow night will be if Team Empire can claim the bonus points going into the grand final. But for now, short break. We'll be back here. KIS versus Fnatic. Game number 2 will be coming up in just a couple of moments.